Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Hitting Pan by IPSY. I'm Bethany Blair, and I'm your host. Today's episode was one that was really, really interesting to me even before we started filming. We have Jerrod Blandino in the studio today to chat about kind of the evolution of his new brand, Polite Society. If you don't know who he is the founder of Too Faced Cosmetics. He sold it to Estee Lauder and then proceeded to start his own brand. So obviously you're going to hear about the journey of starting Polite Society, but then we also talk about like upcoming launches for Polite Society. He's got some big things in the works, and you can tell, again, innovation and product is his love language. You can tell he loves to talk about it, because I learned a lot about kind of what goes into this clean beauty and what new things he has coming up. He gave us some pretty good tea about what launches are coming up for Polite Society. So if you love that brand or you're interested in that brand, you're going to get some tea on this episode. I did try the lip plumper. I have it on my lips right now. It is no joke. So if you want to see the actual transformation happening in real life, you'll have to head to Spotify, because we'll have the full video episode there. If you're an audio person, you want to listen, again, make sure you're headed to Apple Podcasts or to Spotify or to iHeart, wherever you listen to your podcast. This episode is really interesting. It's very eye-opening to kind of hear about the process and what Jerrod has, been through to start this new brand. I'm very excited to try some of the products. Polite Society from TikTok. It's been going off for quite some time now. So get ready, buckle up. This is a fun one. Lots to chat about. So let's go ahead and get to Jerrod. Jerrod Blandino, welcome to Hitting Pan. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to finally be here.
I know. Listen, we have the pink vibes. I feel like Polite Society has got some really beautiful vibes. So we had to kind of match the vibe here at IPSY.
No, we love a moment.
I know.
We love pretty.
Yes. I mean, and you and I are matching. For the people who can't see us, we both kind of have similar sweater vibes. So we were on the same wavelength.
You wear it better, though.
Oh, no. I disagree. You look amazing. So I'm excited to have you here, because, listen, you've been in the industry for a long time. You're an OG in this space, obviously coming from Too Faced and now Polite Society, which is incredible. We have the products in our box and people love it. And listen, it's blowing up. It's, TikTok famous. It's been everywhere. So I'm sure we have tons to talk about Polite Society. But I kind of want to just get a little background from you. Some people may not know that you're behind Polite Society. You obviously have a really long career. So I just kind of want to hear how you got to even at this point where you are now.
Doing Too Faced for 24 years. That was actually how long it had been. And I just love the beauty community so much. And it's just something that I'm so passionate about. And I really do feel I bring a very unique perspective to it. And, coming through that journey and looking towards what my life will be like without that. Yep. I really felt reinvigorated and so excited to start something new again, because through the vehicle of beauty, through the shared love of amazing beauty products, we can move culture along and change culture for the better. And coming from where we had come through, and there was such a negative peer that kind of wove itself through our beauty community, our beloved beauty community, I wanted to do something that would excite and delight people, have a new perspective and clean, because that's exciting, but also bring everyone together and say, guys, enough of the negativity. Let's start looking for the best in each other. Let's start looking for what we have in common and celebrating the things that we don't, and stop kind of pushing each other away. But let's all come together and with the shared love of amazing, unique beauty products that we can, find common ground through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what the beauty language is so wonderful. We had Danessa Myrick's on, and she kind of said something similar, beauty is a language that everyone can speak, and it's something that connects us, and we should be using it for positivity in the world. It's something very similar, which I love. I think that's beautiful to have that perspective, because at the end of the day, we love makeup, and whatever version of makeup that is, we love beauty, and that's the joy of this industry.
In all its facets, and it's such a personal thing, such a personal representation. It really is about expressing your insights to the outside world. Yep. And I just love being a part of that. And it's such an honor.
Wow. And 24 years. Wow. Too Faced. And then Polite Society. Did you start it? Did you get going on it right away? Did you take a break?
No, which probably wasn't healthy, I'll be honest. But, through, we had sold our company to Estee Lauder. And through the years following the sale, it wasn't as easy, and it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. So I found kind of a path or an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm not done, and I don't want this to be my last chapter, and I want to go forward doing everything that I've learned, using every connection, every experience I've learned to do something bigger, faster, and more focused.
Yeah. Listen, like you said, you're taking all your experience. Like, you're taking everything and you're starting fresh, which is probably after spending 24 years with your brand and getting to the place where you are, like, starting over. Did it take you back to early days of Too Faced, or were you like in a better place? Because
both.
Yeah.
The thing I wasn't expecting was the work involved, because you I think you have a child. I've heard it's like childbirth. You kind of forget the hard parts, and you just have this beautiful baby.
Yeah.
So I right?
Yes.
So I forgot the work involved, but also it feels like muscle memory. So everything that I'm doing feels absolutely a part of my kind of DNA. And it's exciting again. And I just love the freshness of it. I love creating products just based on dreams and what ifs. What if this could happen?
Yeah.
What if we had a lip plumper that pushed it so far to the edge that it literally did, almost take the place of injectables? Like, what if that was possible? And through clean science and through everything that I've learned and every trick that I have in my kind of arsenal, I'm able to push things to the very edge. And I just think it's so much fun, and it's a formula first approach. So it really is about, and that's what I think Polite Society's been. It's like people really, really love the formulas because they're efficacious and they deliver on their promises. And are they beautiful and modern? It's, it's kind of me today.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm so proud of is the formulas are really incredible and they deliver.
Yeah, yeah. I want to talk all about Polite Society products in a minute, and I want to go back because I have to tell you, I worked at Sephora when I was 20, and Too Faced was one of my brands. And I'm 37 now, so it was like a long time ago, right? But
you.
I remember, I literally have vivid memory of what it looked like. And it was like this section, it was like a skinny long section, and I remember the glitter shadows, and I remember I think Shadow Insurance was then, the lip plumpers. Like, I just remember early days. I mean, again, 17 years ago. So, the brand evolved, but I know, I just remember how I felt about the brand at that time. It was so cool and so different.
Yes.
And listen, I loved how you pushed the limits, even with the way you named the product.
Yes.
That's we say sex sells, and you guys had Va Va Voom, right? You had a little vixen,
Yes, I've always been shaking shit up. Even as a kid, I was that artistic kid who was always kind of pushing the envelope. But it really was about kind of being a gay boy's perspective to his best friend. Like, a gay boy wants his girlfriends to be the best, to look the best. They're funny, and when they're together, those jokes and the love that flows through. That's kind of what Too Faced is and was. It was this shared kind of joy. Everyone got the joke. It wasn't offensive. It was clever and it was playful. Always positive. And completely and totally rebellious. I created the first glitter eyeshadow ever. They just didn't exist. And I remember when I was working behind the counter, because my last job was at the mall, I would go to the craft store and I would get glitter and I would chop it into a shadow and I would mix it with a blush. And I just created these crazy little things that I thought, why aren't people doing this?
Yeah. Fun.
It's so fun. And I fell into the beauty industry on complete and total accident. So when I fell into it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. My black and white world turned to color, and just, it was so fun. And so I was able to create these kind of iconic products through just a pure joy approach and me wanting to create something that would allow my girlfriends, my mom, my sister to be their fullest selves and to enjoy the 5 minutes or 50 minutes in the mirror, because it's such a special time.
Yeah.
When you're putting on your face and you're beating your face and you're deciding, do I want to be prep today? Do I want to be punk today? Am I want to be kind of Chanel vibes? What am I feeling today? And you get to express yourself through these products that become so personal.
Yeah, I love that. I totally agree. I think everybody has different personal beauty preferences, but you want to be able to morph and change and be who you are that day, or even that year, or that, people.
Yeah, that era.
At that era.
Yeah,
Exactly. No, the Too Faced was always super fun, but I remember even, again, 17 years ago, I can see that, end cap where it was. And I remember,
pink.
and I remember the, the highlighter that was the cheetah print. And,
oh my gosh, pink leopard bronzer.
Pink leopard,
yes.
yeah.
Oh,
I saw so much, and it's such a fun brand. And obviously, you, like you said, you spent 24 years there, and you got to the point. Looking back now where you are, and obviously, selling to Estee Lauder, do you look back on it fondly? Where are you now with your journey with Too Faced? Because obviously now you have your new venture. This is something big, but it was a big point in your life, obviously.
Big deal.
Yeah.
I love Too Faced. Too Faced is my first child. I will always love her, and I will always want the best for her. The experience through the corporate culture that I was not prepared for, and building Too Faced. My last job was at the mall. We created magic doing it wrong. And when I say wrong, I mean, we did not build the infrastructure of Too Faced or Polite Society or anything I'll ever do in a very corporate way because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I was just like, my last job was at the mall. Let's do this. You're getting all your friends together. And through that, you create a magical kind of what I think corporate would look at as dysfunctional, but it's so functional. It's like where the magic is. You're creating it in your own way from the ground up. And it's an ecosystem of love, creativity, support, joy, rebelliousness, and honestly, just like pure desire to do something amazing.
Yeah. So it's a transition. I mean, and obviously, like that was a big moment for you, and you are able to do Polite Society.
But I kind of, Bobby Brown gave me some great advice. She said, don't look back because it will never be what you would have done. So love it, wish it the best, and then move on. And that's how I feel. I just hope everyone, my team there, everybody is just thriving and living their best life. But it isn't me.
Yeah.
And I have to lovingly kind of like when your child grows up, you have to kind of let them go and say, I hope you fall in love with the right person and I hope you make the right choice. But I love you and I'm going to love you regardless.
Yeah. What do they say? Cut the cord,
Cut the cord. Cut the pink umbilical cord.
Yeah. And the pink umbilical cord. That's perfect.
Are you hitting